The escape pod hit the ground hard. Metal screamed against rock as it dragged across the surface of Zareth 9. Inside, Kaylin coughed blood. Her silver skin had turned gray. Death was close now. She pressed her hand against the wound in her stomach. Her father had done this. Baron Thravix of the Velkari Empire had ordered his own daughter killed. The memory burned worse than the laser blast that tore through her body. Kaylin had found the documents 3 weeks ago. Her father was selling weapons to the enemies of humanity, weapons designed to kill millions. When she confronted him, he smiled. That cold smile she knew so well. "You always were too soft, daughter," he had said. "Too interested in the humans and their weak emotions." The next day, his guards attacked her ship. She barely made it to the escape pod. Now she was dying on a prison moon, far from anyone who cared. The pod door hissed open. Kaylin tried to move, but her body would not listen anymore. Through blurry eyes, she saw a figure approach. A human, tall, with dark skin and tired eyes. He wore the gray uniform of a prisoner. "Oh, this is new," the human said. He knelt beside her. "You're a Valkyrie. What's a noble doing crashed on a prison moon?" Kaylin tried to speak, but only blood came out. The human, he looked at her wound and shook his head. "That's bad. Real bad. You've got maybe an hour, if you're lucky." Kaylin found her voice. It came out as a whisper. "I need your help," the human laughed. It was a bitter sound. "Lady, I'm serving life here. I can't even help myself. I can give you freedom." Kaylin coughed again. "Power. Everything. But I need your body." The human stepped back. "What?" Kaylin forced herself to focus. Every word took effort now. "My people. We can bond. Share consciousness. 2 minds in 1 body. You would be free. Have abilities you cannot imagine. And I would live." "That sounds like possession," the human said. "No. Equal partnership. You keep your mind, your control. We share." Kaylin reached out with a shaking hand. "Please, I need revenge on the one who did this. My father, Baron Thravix. He left me to die because I discovered his crimes." The human was quiet for a long moment. He looked at the prison walls in the distance. Then back at her. "What's your name?" he asked Kaylin. "I'm Marcus Webb. I was a soldier. They locked me up for refusing to follow orders. Orders that would have killed innocent people." Marcus sat down beside her. "Your father, this Baron, he sells weapons to terrorists, to slavers. Anyone with money?" Kalan felt darkness creeping at the edges of her vision. "I tried to stop him. He tried to kill me." Marcus was quiet again. Then he said, "If we do this bonding thing, do I get a say in what we do?" "Yes, equal partners. I swear it, and you want revenge on your father. I want justice. For what he has done? For what he will do?" Kellen's voice was fading. "Please, I am out of time." Marcus looked at the sky. The prison moon had 2 suns, both setting now. He had been on this rock for 3 years. 3 years for doing the right thing. 3 years while evil men like this Baron lived free. "All right," Marcus said. "Let's do it. But I warn you now, I don't kill innocents. I don't care if you're in my head or not." "I would not ask you to," Kaylin whispered. "Help me sit up." Marcus lifted her carefully. Kaylin placed her hands on both sides of his face. Her people had done this for thousands of years, usually to control lesser beings, to take what they wanted. But this was different. This required trust. "Consent. This will hurt," she said. "For both of us." "Pain I can handle," Marcus replied. Kaylin closed her eyes and began. Her consciousness reached out, searching for his. She felt Marcus's mind strong despite his years in prison, determined, angry at injustice. Lonely, their minds touched. Pain exploded through both of them. Marcus screamed. Kaylin felt her body start to dissolve, her consciousness flowing into his. Memories crashed together. Her childhood in golden palaces, his childhood in poor neighborhoods on Earth. Her father's cold lessons about power, his mother's warm hugs and gentle words, they fell together, experiencing each other's lives in fragments. Kaylin felt what it was like to be human, to feel emotions so strongly they hurt. Marcus felt what it was like to be Valkyrie, to have power but no real connection to others. The bonding took minutes but felt like hours. When it ended, Marcus opened his eyes, but they were not just his eyes anymore. They glowed with a silver light. Kellen's light, did it work? Marcus thought. Yes, Kellen's voice answered in his mind. We are one now. Marcus stood up. The body felt different, stronger, faster. He could feel Kellen's presence, like a second person standing right behind him. But inside his own head, this is so weird, he said out loud. You will adjust, Kalen replied in his thoughts. We both will. But we need to move. The prison guards will have detected the crash. As if summoning them, alarms began to wail in the distance. Lights swept across the rocky landscape. Marcus heard shouting. Guards were coming. Can you fight? Kalen asked. Better than you know, Marcus answered. Can you handle the tech in that pod? Of course. They moved together, Marcus running back to the escape pod while Kalen guided his hands through the controls. She knew Valkyrie systems. He knew how to think like a soldier. Together, they pulled weapons from the pod's emergency storage. The first guards arrived on hovering bikes. They saw what looked like a human prisoner holding alien weapons. They hesitated, confused. That hesitation cost them. Marcus moved with speed that was not fully human anymore. Kellen's enhancements flowed through the shared body. He took down 3 guards before they could react. The others opened fire, but Kalen predicted their shots, moving Marcus out of the way. The bike on the left, Kalen said in his mind. Marcus grabbed it, jumped on, and accelerated. More guards were coming, but they had a head start now. Where are we going? Marcus asked as they raced across the rocky terrain. The old maintenance bay? Section 7. There are ships there that the prison abandoned. You know a lot about this place. My father's company built this prison, Kalen said. And Marcus felt her bitterness like it was his own. I studied the plans as a child. I never thought I would need them to escape. They drove toward the dark side of the moon, alarms screaming behind them. 2 minds in one body, both seeking the same thing: freedom, justice, revenge. The Baron had tried to throw away his daughter like garbage, but Kalen was not dead. And now she had something her father never expected. A human partner who understood what it meant to fight for what was right. Together, they would make Baron Thravix pay for everything he had done. The chase had only begun. Part 2, 2 minds. One mission, Marcus woke up screaming, except it was not his nightmare. It was Kellen's memory bleeding into his sleep. He saw through her eyes as a child. Her father stood over her, teaching her that mercy was weakness, that their species survived by taking what they needed from others. Young Kalen asked if that was right. Her father struck her across the face. Right is what the strong decide, Baron Thravix said. Marcus jerked awake in the stolen ship. They had escaped Zareth 9 3 days ago. Now they hid in the Drift, a region of space where pirates and outlaws went to disappear. Sorry, Kalen said in his mind. I cannot always control which memories surface. It's okay, Marcus replied silently. He had learned they did not need to speak out loud to talk to each other. I've been showing you my nightmares too, and that was true. Kalen had seen his memories of the war. The orders to bomb a civilian station, Marcus refusing. His commander calling him a traitor, the trial that sent him to prison for doing the right thing. Your people punished you for having honor, Kalen said. That makes no sense. Tell me about it. Marcus stood and stretched. The body still felt strange. Sometimes Kalen moved a hand or turned their head without him deciding to. We need to figure out how to work together better, agreed. You keep fighting me for control? Because you keep taking over without asking? They had argued like this constantly for 3 days. 2 minds in one body meant 2 opinions about everything. How to fly the ship. What to eat. Even which way to turn their shared head. We need practice, Kalen said. Let me take control for 1 hour. You observe and learn. Then you take control and I will observe. Marcus wanted to argue, but she was right. Fine, you go first. Felt himself step back in his own mind. It was like watching through someone else's eyes. Kaylin moved their body with grace. Marcus did not have. She went through Valkyrie combat forms, movements that looked like a deadly dance. Your people are flexible, Marcus observed. Yours are strong, Kaylin replied. Together we are both. Ow. She was right. When Marcus took control for his hour, he moved through human military drills. Punches, kicks, defensive positions. The body responded faster than it should. Stronger than before? This is incredible, Marcus said. I feel like I could take on 5 men. You probably could. The bonding enhances both our abilities. They spent the next days training, learning to switch controls smoothly, learning to share sensory input so both could see and hear at once, learning to predict each other's thoughts. One evening, Marcus was making food when Kaylin spoke up. We need to talk about the plan. Your father. Marcus felt Kellen's emotions surge. Anger, hurt, betrayal. They hit him like waves. He will be at Lumina Arch in 2 months. A big summit. All the major players in weapons trade will be there. Security will be impossible, Marcus said. It's not if we have help. Kaylin took control of their hands and pulled up a holographic display. Faces appeared. These people were all hurt by my father. This woman, Lisa, human engineer. My father's weapons destroyed her colony. 3,000 dead. Marcus studied the face. A young woman with sad eyes and burned scars on her arms. This one is Jin, Kaylin continued. Valkyrie like me? He refused to bond with others against their will. My father exiled him. And this one? Torvin. His family was killed by weapons my father sold to their enemies. You think they will help us? Marcus asked. I think they want justice as much as we do. Justice or revenge? Kaylin was quiet in their shared mind. Then she said, What is the difference? Justice is about stopping evil, making things right. Revenge is about making yourself feel better through hurting others. Marcus sat down. I've thought about revenge, Kaylin. Every day in that prison. But revenge would make me like the people who put me there. My father tried to kill me.
I know.
And he needs to be stopped. But we need to expose him. Show everyone what he is. If we just kill him, nothing changes. Someone else will take his place. Kaylin was silent for a long time. Then Marcus felt something unexpected. She was crying. Not with actual tears, but with emotion so strong it filled their shared mind. I was so sure I wanted him dead, she whispered. But you are right. Death is too easy for him. He needs to face what he has done. Marcus felt a surge of warmth toward her. We'll make him face it. Together. Over the next weeks, they tracked down the others. Lisa was working in a repair station under a false name. When they found her, she pulled a gun on them immediately. Shh, give me one reason not to shoot, she said. Because we want to stop Baron Thravix too, Marcus replied. Kaylin is his daughter. She's inside here with me. He tried to kill her. Lisa lowered the gun slowly. Prove it. Tell me something only Thravix's daughter would know. Kaylin took control. Their voice changed, taking on her accent. The Baron has a scar on his left shoulder. Shaped like a star. He got it in a duel when he was young. He keeps it to remind himself that showing mercy is a mistake. He told me that story when I was 7 years old. Lisa stared at them. Okay, I believe you. What's the plan? Jin was easier to convince. The Valkyrie exile met them in a dark bar on the edge of civilized space. When he saw Marcus and Kaylin together, he smiled. True bonding. Equal partnership. I have not seen one in decades. Jin raised his glass. Your father would hate this, Kaylin. I am in Torvin was the hardest. The massive alien was 3 meters tall, with 4 arms and armor-plated skin. He had become a mercenary after his family's death. When they found him, he was in the middle of a job, fighting off pirates. Marcus and Kaylin helped him. They moved together perfectly now, switching control mid-fight. Kaylin would dodge an attack, Marcus would throw the counterpunch. Their teamwork was flawless. When the fight ended, Torvin looked at them with interest. "You fight well for a human." "We're not just human," Marcus said. They explained everything. Torvin listened without interrupting. When they finished, he nodded slowly. "Avix. I remember that name. His weapons killed my wife and children." Corvin's voice was soft but filled with pain. "What do you need from me?" "We need muscle. Intelligence. Someone who knows the criminal underworld." "You have it?" "When do we leave?" They gathered on an abandoned station to plan. For people all hurt by the same man, Lysa set up computers and communication systems. Jin used his knowledge of Valkyrie security to map out the summit's defenses. Torvin reached out to his contacts for information. Marcus and Kalen trained harder. They had to be perfect. One mistake at the summit could kill them all. One night, after everyone else had gone to sleep, Kalen spoke up in their shared mind. "Marcus, I need to tell you something." "What is it?" "The bonding. It is changing us. I can feel it. You are becoming more Valkyrie. I am becoming more human." Marcus had noticed it too. He found himself thinking in ways that were not natural for humans. Meanwhile, Kalen had started feeling emotions more intensely. "Is that bad?" he asked. "I do not know. We are becoming something new. Neither fully Valkyrie nor fully human." "Maybe that's good." "Maybe we're becoming better than either. Or maybe we are losing ourselves." Marcus felt her fear. It matched his own. "Hey, listen to me. I'm still me. You're still you. We're just also us now. That's not losing ourselves. That's growing. I hope you are right. We'll figure it out. After we stop your father? After we make sure he can never hurt anyone again?" Kalan asked. "What happens to us when this is over?" Marcus did not have an answer. They lay in silence, two minds sharing one body, both wondering the same thing. Who would they be when this was over? Could they even separate anymore? Did they want to? Those questions would have to wait. Right now, they had a mission. Lysa had just received intel about Baron Thravix's schedule. He would be at Lumina Arch in 3 weeks. It was time to begin their plan. Time to show the Baron that his daughter was not dead, and that she had found something he never had. True partnership, real justice, and the strength that came from working with others as equals, not using them as tools. The Baron was about to learn that humanity's greatest power was not weapons or ships. It was the ability to inspire others, to build teams, to turn enemies into allies and strangers into family. That was something new. Valkyrie Noble could understand, but Kalen was learning. And together with Marcus, she would use that lesson to bring her father down. Part 3. Gathering the Broken Thee. Abandoned station floated in dead space like a corpse. Perfect for hiding. Perfect for planning. The crew had been training for 2 weeks now, and Marcus could feel the difference. Lysa had turned the old command center into a workshop. Screens covered every wall, showing maps and security feeds. She worked 18-hour days, driven by memories of her dead colony. "The summit has 3 security layers," she explained, pointing at a holographic display. "Outer perimeter is standard guards. Middle layer is automated defenses. Inner circle is Baron Thravix's personal elite troops." "The elite troops are the problem," Jin added. He stood beside her, his silver Valkyrie skin reflecting the screen light. "I trained with some of them. They are very good." Marcus felt Kalen stir in their shared mind. She was watching through their eyes. They had gotten better at sharing control. Now, they could both see and hear at the same time without fighting. "I know their captain," Kalen said, taking control of their voice. "Commander Vex. He was like an uncle to me when I was young. Can we trust him?" Torvin asked. The massive alien was cleaning his weapons in the corner. "He always kept them spotless." "I do not know. He followed my father's orders, but he also taught me about honor, about protecting the weak." "Honor does not mean much if he tried to kill you," Lysa said bitterly. "He was not there that day," Kalen replied. "My father sent him away on purpose. Vex would have questioned the orders." Marcus took back control. "So maybe we can turn him." Get him on our side, maybe. But it is risky. They continued planning into the night. Every detail had to be perfect. Jin knew the layout of Lumina Arch from his time in the Velkari military. Lysa could hack most security systems. Torvin had contacts who could smuggle them weapons, but they needed more than weapons and plans. They needed to become a real team. The next morning, Marcus set up a training session in the old cargo bay. He had Kalen watching and ready to take over when needed. "All right," he said to the group. "We need to learn to fight together. Lysa, you are not a soldier. That is okay. Your job is technical support. But you still need to know basic defense." He spent an hour teaching her how to fall without getting hurt, how to use her smaller size as an advantage. Lysa was a fast learner. By the end, she could dodge and roll away from attacks. Jin needed different training. He was Valkyrie and naturally graceful. But he had spent years avoiding conflict. "You have the body of a warrior," Kalan said, taking control to demonstrate Valkyrie techniques. "You just need to remember." She moved through the forms, showing Jin how his people fought. Flowing movements that turned defense into attack. Jin followed, and slowly his muscle memory returned. Torvin did not need combat training. The big alien was already a skilled fighter, but he needed to learn how Marcus and Kalen fought together, Marcus said. He attacked a training dummy. Halfway through the combination, Kalen took control. The style changed instantly. The switch was seamless. "That is your advantage," Torvin said. "Two fighters in one body. Unpredictable." "Exactly. But we need you to cover our weak points. When we switch control, there is a tiny delay. Less than a second. But against elite fighters, that second could kill us. They practice for hours." Torvin learned to watch for the switching moment and cover them. Jin learned to attack from angles that kept enemies off balance. Lysa set up portable hacking devices she could use during combat. As they trained, something unexpected happened. They started to trust each other. Lysa told stories about her colony while taking breaks. Jin talked about his exile and how lonely it had been. Torvin spoke quietly about his family, showing pictures of his wife and children. Marcus and Kalen shared their story too. The prison, the bonding, the strange experience of being two people in one body. "Does it hurt?" Lysa asked one evening. They were all sitting in the common area eating dinner. "Not anymore," Marcus said. "Our minds clashed constantly. But now it feels natural." "I cannot imagine sharing my head with someone else," Jin said. Kalen took over. "It is strange. I see through his memories, feel his emotions. Sometimes I forget where he ends and I begin." "Is that bad?" Torvin asked. "I thought it would be," Kalen admitted. "But Marcus has shown me things my people never understood. Compassion, real friendship. The idea that strength comes from lifting others up, not pushing them down." Marcus felt warmth from her words. "God, and Kalen has shown me that not all Valkyrie are parasites, that her people could be so much more if they chose partnership instead of domination." "You two are weird," Lysa said. But she was smiling. "But I like it." The training continued. They ran drills where random things would go wrong. Lysa's equipment would fail. Torvin would pretend to be injured. Jin would simulate being captured. They learned to adapt on the fly. One day, Jin received a message from his contacts. Baron Thravix was moving weapons through a nearby sector. It was a test run for a new system. "Something big. We should investigate," Jin said. "That is too dangerous," Lysa argued. "We are not ready. We need intelligence," Torvin countered. "We need to know what he is planning." Marcus and Kalen discussed it in their shared mind. It took only seconds for them to reach agreement. "We go," Marcus said. "Observation only. No engagement unless necessary." They took their small ship to the coordinates. The weapons deal was happening on a civilian station. Baron Thravix was not there personally, but his people were. Marcus and Kalen went in while the others stayed with the ship. They wore simple clothes and kept their heads down. It's just another pair of travelers. But Kalen recognized one of the Valkyrie overseeing the deal. Commander Vex, her childhood teacher. The man who had told her stories and taught her to be strong. In their shared mind, Marcus felt Kellen's emotions crash over her. Pain, betrayal, confusion. That is him, she whispered internally. Vex. They watched from a distance. Vex was inspecting weapons with another alien. Large crates were being loaded onto ships. The weapons inside were labeled as mining equipment, but Kalen knew better. Those are plasma charges, she told Marcus. Designed to level city blocks. Eye on those canisters? They contain chemical agents. Illegal by every galactic treaty. Your father is preparing for something big. They tried to get closer to hear what Vex was saying, but the commander suddenly turned, his eyes scanning the crowd. Years of training made him alert, saw them. For a moment, their eyes met. Vex stared at the body Marcus and Kalen shared. Something flickered across his face. Recognition? Impossibility? We need to go, Marcus said. Wait, Kalen took control. She stepped forward. Vex's hand moved to his weapon. Kalen said softly, using the childhood name she had called him. Vex froze. That voice, it cannot be. I am alive. My father tried to kill me, but I survived. Other guards were noticing now. Vex held up a hand to stop them from approaching. He walked closer, studying their face. Kalen, how? You are bonded with a human. His name is Marcus. He saved my life. We are partners. Vex looked like he had been struck. Your father said you died in an accident. I mourned you, child, he lied. He had me shot and left to die on a prison moon. Kellen's voice shook with emotion. You taught me about honor, Vex. About protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Was that all a lie, too? No. Vex's voice was hard. I meant every word. But you do not understand. Your father, he is too powerful. Fighting him is suicide. I have to try. The weapons you are moving, they will kill innocent people. I know. Vex looked away. I have tried to gather evidence against him for years, but alone, I can do nothing. The other nobles support him. The military follows his orders. Marcus took control back. Then help us. We have a plan. We can expose him at the summit. You cannot get into the summit. Security is impossible. We have Kellen's knowledge and a good team. You just need someone on the inside. Vex was quiet for a long moment. The other guards were getting restless. Finally, he said, meet me tonight. Alone? The old temple district on Lumina Arch. I will think about what you have said. How do we know this is not a trap? Marcus asked. Vex looked at Kalen. Because I loved you like a daughter. And if there is any chance your father can be stopped, I must take it. They left the station carefully. Back on the ship, the others were worried. That was incredibly risky, Lysa said. But necessary, Kalen replied. Vex is a good man. If we can turn him, we have a real chance. Or he turns us in, and we all die. Jin said darkly. Risk is part of this, Torvin said. We all knew that. They flew to Lumina Arch. The massive station was beautiful, covered in lights and gardens. It was hard to believe such an evil man would host a summit in such a lovely place. That night, Marcus and Kalen went to the old temple district alone. It was a quiet area where people came to pray to their various gods. Vex was waiting in an abandoned shrine. He came, he said. Did you think I would not? Kalen asked. Not. I thought you might have more sense, but Vex was smiling slightly. I spent all day thinking. About honor, about duty, about the girl I used to teach combat forms to, and I realized your father has no honor. He is a monster. I should have acted years ago. Vex reached into his jacket and pulled out a data chip. This contains everything. Every illegal deal, every weapon sale, every crime he has committed for the last 10 years. Marcus took the chip carefully. Why give this to us? Because I'm a coward. I could not act alone. But you too have something I lost long ago. Hope. The belief that justice can win. Vex looked at Kalen. I failed you once. I will not fail you again. They talked for hours. Vex gave them details about the summit security. He told them where Baron Thravix would be and when. He gave them access codes and guard schedules. When they finally left, Marcus and Kalen felt something new. Real hope. Back at the ship, they shared the information with the team. Lysa immediately started analyzing the data chip. Jin studied the security details. Torvin planned their approach. "This could actually work," Lysa said, her eyes wide. "It has to work," Marcus replied. "We do not get a second chance." Kalen took over. "The summit is in 3 days. We need to be perfect. No mistakes." They spent the next days finalizing everything. Each person knew their role. The plan was complex, but solid. The night before the summit, they sat together one last time. Tomorrow, everything would change. They would either expose Baron Thravix or die trying. "I want to say something," Lysa began. "Before we do this, y'all, you have become like family to me. After I lost my colony, I thought I would never trust anyone again, but you proved me wrong." "Same here," Jin said. "I was alone for so long. Thank you for letting me be part of something good again." Torvin raised his glass. "For fallen families. And for new ones." They drank together. Marcus and Kalen felt the bond between these people, this strange group of outcasts and criminals. They had become something real, something strong. "Tomorrow we make history," Marcus said. "Tomorrow we get justice," Kalen added. "Tomorrow," Torvin said with a grim smile, "we show the galaxy that evil does not always win." They rested that night, each with their own thoughts and fears. But they were ready. Baron Thravix had made enemies. Now those enemies were coming for him, and they would not stop until justice was done. Part 4. The Summit Infiltration Lumina Arch was even more beautiful up close. The station had gardens floating in artificial gravity, water fountains that spiraled upward in impossible patterns. Thousands of beings from hundreds of worlds walked through the grand halls, and somewhere among them was Baron Thravix. Marcus adjusted their formal clothes. They wore the uniform of a minor diplomatic aide, forged credentials that Jin's contacts provided. Beside them walked Lysa, dressed as a technical consultant. Jin and Torvin would enter separately. "I am nervous," Kalen said in their shared mind. "Me too," Marcus admitted. "But we have trained for this." They passed through the first security checkpoint. The guards scanned their credentials. Marcus kept his breathing steady. The guards waved them through. First layer done, Marcus thought. They walked through the massive entrance hall. Diplomats and nobles from across the galaxy mingled. Marcus saw species he had never encountered before. Some looked almost human. Others were so alien they hurt to look at, Kalen said, directing their eyes. Baron Thravix stood on a balcony overlooking the hall. He was tall for a Velkari with skin like polished silver. He wore robes marked with his house symbols. Power radiated from him. People bowed as they passed. In their shared mind, Marcus felt Kellen's emotions surge. Hatred, fear, old love twisted into something dark. He sent her calm thoughts, steadying her. "Stick to the plan," Marcus reminded her. They moved through the crowd. Lysa split off toward the technical areas. She would hack into the security network from there. Jin was already inside, posing as a server. Torvin would wait outside as backup. Commander Vex had given them a schedule. Baron Thravix would give a speech in 2 hours. After that, he would retire to a private meeting room. That was when they would confront him. But first, they had to survive those 2 hours without being caught. Marcus and Kalen mingled with the crowd. They talked to other diplomats, asking boring questions about trade agreements. Kalen handled most of the conversations. She knew how nobles spoke. Marcus just had to stand there and look professional. They saw Valkyrie nobles who had known Kalen as a child. An older female stopped them. "You there, Aide?" "You look familiar." Marcus felt panic. Kalen took control smoothly. "I have a common face, my lady," Kalen said, changing their voice slightly. The nobles studied them. "No, there is something. Your eyes. I am tired from the journey. Perhaps that is what you see." The noble looked doubtful, but moved on. In their shared mind, Marcus felt Kalen shaking. "That was Lady Zarice. She used to visit our estate. If she looks too closely, she will know." "Then we avoid her," Marcus said. They moved to a different area of the hall. Lysa's voice came through their hidden earpiece. "I am in the system. Security feeds are looping. You have a clean window for 15 minutes. "Copy that," Marcus whispered. Baron Thravix began his speech. He talked about prosperity and cooperation, about building a better future for all species. His voice was smooth, charming. The crowd loved him. Marcus wanted to vomit. This man sold weapons to terrorists. This man had tried to kill his own daughter, and everyone here thought he was a hero. Humans have a saying, Marcus told Kalen. The devil can quote scripture. What does that mean? It means evil people can sound good when they want to. The speech ended to loud applause. Baron Thravix waved and left the stage. According to the schedule, he would go to the private meeting room now. Lysa, can you open the path? Marcus asked quietly. Working on it. The automated defenses are trickier than I thought. They waited. Each second felt like an hour. Finally, Lysa spoke. Done, but I can only keep it open for 10 minutes. After that, the system will detect the hack. 10 minutes, Marcus said. We can work with that. They moved quickly through the service corridors. Jin met them at a junction point. The meeting room is ahead. 3 guards outside. Vex is one of them. The other 2? Kalen asked, loyal to your father. We will have to go through them. They approached carefully. The guards saw them coming. Hands moved to weapons. Then Vex stepped forward. Stand down. They are with me. Commander, these are not on the approved list, one guard said. I am approving them now. The Baron wants a private word. The guard looked uncertain. But Vex was his superior. He stepped aside. Vex opened the door, and they went through. Baron Thravix sat at a large table, reviewing documents on a holographic display. He looked up as they entered. Vex, I said, no interruptions. Then his eyes fell on Marcus and Kalen. He froze. Hello, father, Kalen said, taking full control of their body. The Baron stood slowly. Shock and rage warred across his face. Impossible. You are dead. You tried to kill me. But I survived. I bonded with a human. Marcus Webb. We are partners now. Baron Thravix looked at Vex. You brought them here? You betray me? You betrayed everything you taught me, Vex said quietly. Honor, duty protecting the innocent. You are a monster, Thravix, the Baron laughed. It was a cold sound. A monster? I am practical. I saw opportunities and took them. That is how power works. You sell weapons to slavers, Kalen said. 2 terrorists. You have killed millions and made billions. Those people would have died anyway. Why should I not profit from it? Marcus took over. Because it is wrong. Because those were real people with families and dreams. A human lectures me on morality. Your species has caused more death than any other in this galaxy, and we are trying to be better. That is what makes us different from you. Baron Thravix moved to his desk. His hand was reaching for something. An alarm button. Vex moved faster. He pulled his weapon. Do not, so you will kill me, old friend. The Baron smiled. You do not have it in you. Perhaps not, Vex admitted. But I can stop you from calling for help. Marcus and Kalen stepped forward. We are not here to kill you, Baron. We are here to expose you. Expose me? To whom everyone here benefits from my business? They all know what I do. They just pretend not to see. Then we will make them see, Kalen said. She pulled out the data chip Vex had given them. Every crime, every deal, every illegal weapons sale. All of it recorded. Baron's face went pale. Where did you get that? Does it matter? What matters is that everyone will know the truth. Baron Thravix sat back down. For the first time, he looked uncertain. You cannot prove anything. That data could be faked, could it? Marcus asked. With your personal codes? Your signature on every transaction? Voice recordings of your orders? The Baron was quiet for a moment. Then he looked at Kalen. Really looked at her for the first time. You were always weak, he said. Too interested in humans. Too soft. I should have corrected that when you were young. You tried, Kalen replied. You beat me? You taught me that mercy was weakness. That power was all that mattered. But you were wrong. You want to know what real power is? She gestured to Marcus in their shared mind. Real power is partnership. It is trusting someone else with your life. It is choosing to be better instead of just being stronger. Fool philosophy, the Baron spat. You think bonding with a human makes you strong? It makes you an abomination. A disgrace to our people, Novek said. She is what our people should have been all along. We took the gift of bonding and turned it into slavery. We forced others to merge with us. We dominated instead of cooperated. Kalen has shown us a better way. The door suddenly exploded inward. Guards rushed in. Too many guards. Someone had triggered the alarm. Did you think I was alone? Baron Thravik smiled. I had silent alarms installed in this room. The moment you entered, help was summoned. At least 20 guards with weapons drawn. Marcus calculated the odds. They were not good. It is over, the Baron said. Surrender or die. Kalen looked at Marcus in their mind. They had one chance. The data chip. If they could get it to Lysa, she could broadcast it throughout the station. Can you throw it to the vent? Marcus asked internally. Yes, but they will shoot me. Trust me. I will handle it. Kalen threw the chip. At the same moment, Marcus took control and moved. The bonding made them faster than any normal being. They dodged the first shots using their shared reflexes. The chip sailed through the air toward the vent. A guard raised his weapon to shoot it down. Torvin smashed through the window. The massive alien had climbed up the outside of the station. Glass shattered everywhere. Torvin grabbed the chip midair and tossed it into the vent system. Lysa, did you get it? Marcus shouted. Got it? Her voice crackled through the earpiece. Broadcasting now to every screen in the station. Throughout Lumina Arch, screens lit up. The Baron's crimes played for everyone to see. Financial records. Video recordings. Communications planning terrorist attacks. The guards stopped. They looked at the screens visible through the door. They looked at Baron Thravik's. Do not listen to that, the Baron ordered. It is fake. A trick, but his voice lacked conviction. The evidence was overwhelming. Guards lowered their weapons slowly. Arrest him, Vex said quietly. By the authority of the Valkyrie Council, in galactic law, Baron Thravix is under arrest for crimes against peace. But these were not the Baron's personal troops. These were official security from the Summit Council. They had seen the broadcasts. They moved toward the Baron with restraint cuffs. Baron Thravix looked at his daughter. For a moment, something flickered in his eyes. Regret? Pride? It was gone too quickly to tell. You have one, he said, but you have also lost. The bonding is permanent. Yes, you can never be fully yourself again. Galen took control one last time. I do not want to be who I was before. That Kalen was alone and afraid. This Kalen has a partner, a friend, a family. I am better than I ever was. Then you truly are lost to me, the Baron said. I was lost to you the moment you ordered my death. They watched as the guards took Baron Thravix away. The powerful noble who had seemed untouchable was just an old man now. Broken and defeated, Marcus and Kalen stood there, breathing hard. Torvin limped over, bleeding from the glass cuts. Jin appeared in the doorway with Lysa right behind him.
We did it,
Lysa said, her voice full of wonder. We actually did it, yes, Vex said. You did. You saved millions of lives today. But Marcus and Kalen felt something strange, a pulling sensation in their shared mind. Something was wrong, Marcus. Kalen said, fear in her voice. Something is happening. The bond. It feels different. I feel it too, Marcus replied. Like something is breaking. Vex's eyes went wide. The chip. Where did you throw it? Into the vent. Why? Those vents carry the station's power regulators. The electromagnetic pulse from Lysa's broadcast. It must have disrupted the neural field. What does that mean? Marcus demanded. Vex looked grave. It means the bonding might be breaking. You could separate. Marcus and Kalen stared at each other internally. After all, they had been through together. After becoming one, they might be about to become two separate people again, and neither of them knew if they were ready for that. Part 5. Daughter's Reckoning. The medical bay of Lumina Arch was cold and white. Marcus and Kaelin lay on a bed, both of them feeling the bond stretching thinner with each passing moment. How long do we have? Marcus asked the Valkyrie doctor. Hard to say. Hours, maybe. The electromagnetic pulse damaged the neural pathways that keep you connected. The bond is dissolving slowly. Kellen's presence in Marcus's mind felt distant now. Like she was standing at the end of a long hallway instead of right beside him. Can you stop it? Kaelin asked. The doctor shook his head. I am sorry. The technology to create bonds is ancient. We understand how to do it, but not fully how it works. Repairing this kind of damage is beyond our knowledge. Lysa, Jin, and Torvin stood nearby. They all looked worried. There must be something, Lysa said. After everything they have been through. Actually, the doctor said slowly, there might be one option, but it is dangerous. Tell us, Marcus demanded. The station has an old Valkyrie medical device. It was designed to help separate bonded pairs who wish to part ways. If we reverse the settings, it might stabilize your connection. But the energy required is enormous. It could kill you both. Marcus and Kaelin looked at each other through their shared eyes. They talked in their minds, the conversation happening faster than words. We could let it happen, Kaelin said. Separate peacefully. You could have your body back. You could have your own body again, Marcus replied. No more sharing. Is that what you want? Marcus thought about it. Really thought about it. Before the bonding, he had been alone in a prison cell, angry at the world, bitter. Now he had friends, purpose. He had experienced what it meant to truly understand another person. No, Marcus said. I do not want to separate you. No, you have become part of me. The best part? I do not want to lose that. They turned to the doctor. Do it. Use the device. Are you certain? The risk is very high.
Yes.
We are certain, they said together. The doctor prepared the device while the others waited. Vex arrived as they were setting up. The old commander looked tired. Arrest of Baron. Thravix had caused chaos among the Valkyrie nobility. How are you? Vex asked. Dying, Kaelin said honestly. But hopefully not for long. I wanted to thank you, both of you. What you did today, it will change everything. The Valkyrie Council is already talking about reforms, about outlawing force bonding. That is good, Marcus said. But right now, we have a more immediate problem. Vex nodded. I wish I could help, but this is beyond me. You already helped. You gave us the evidence. Without you, none of this works. They were interrupted by a commotion outside. Guards rushed past the medical bay. Alarms started blaring. What now? Torvin growled. A guard appeared in the doorway. Baron Thravix has escaped. He had help from inside. We think he activated something before he fled. Activated what? Jin asked. The answer came seconds later. Throughout the station, screens lit up with a message in the Baron's voice. You think you have one? You have only made me desperate. I've activated the biological weapon I was planning to sell. It is now spreading through Lumina Arch's air system. In 1 hour, every human on this station will be dead. The medical bay went silent. Then chaos erupted. People screaming, running, trying to evacuate. How many humans are on the station? Marcus asked. 50,000, Lysa whispered. At least. Kaelin took control. Where would he put the device? Where would he activate it from? Vex thought quickly. The Environmental Control Center. It is the only place that could spread something through the entire ventilation system. Then we go there now, Marcus said. You cannot, the doctor protested. The bonding could fail at any moment. You need the treatment. Those people need us more. They stood up. The room spun. Their shared body was failing. The bond was nearly gone, but they pushed through it. I am coming with you, Torvin said. Me too, added Jin. All of us, Lysa said firmly. They moved through the panicking crowds. People were fighting to get to the escape pods. Mothers carried children. Security tried to maintain order. It was chaos. The Environmental Control Center was deep in the station. By the time they reached it, Marcus and Kaelin could barely function. They were seeing double, feeling everything twice. The bond was breaking faster now. The door was locked. Lysa hacked it open. Inside, Baron Thravix stood before a massive device. It hummed with energy. Green gas was already flowing into the pipes. "Stop this," Kalen demanded. The Baron turned. He looked different now, desperate, cornered. "Why should I? You have taken everything from me. My reputation, my business, my freedom. Let me take something from you." "Those people did nothing to you," Marcus said. "They're innocent. There are no innocents. Everyone is guilty of something." The Baron moved to the device. "And this weapon, it is my masterpiece. Designed specifically to target human neural pathways. Quick, painless, efficient." "You are insane," Jin said. "I am practical. If I cannot have power, why should anyone?" Vex stepped forward. "Thravix, please. This is not who you were meant to be. You do not get to judge me, you, who betrayed me. I betrayed a monster. The man I followed died long ago." Baron Thravix smiled. "Perhaps you are right. Perhaps I am a monster. But monsters are what this galaxy creates." He pulled a trigger. The device began to pulse faster. The green gas flowed quicker. "It is accelerating," Lysa said, checking her scanner. "We have maybe 15 minutes now." Marcus and Kalen stumbled forward. The bond was failing. They could feel themselves separating, their consciousness pulling apart like tearing fabric. Kalen and Marcus said in their shared mind, "I cannot hold on much longer. Neither can I. But we have to stop this." They reached the device. The Baron moved to stop them, but Torvin grabbed him. The big alien held him back, while Marcus and Kalen studied the weapon. "It needs Valkyrie neural patterns to deactivate," Kalen said. "It is keyed to my father's brain specifically." "Can we override it?" Marcus asked. "Maybe if I still had full access to the bonding abilities. But we are coming apart." They looked at the device, then at each other internally. An idea formed. A terrible, desperate idea. "What if we do not fight the separation?" Marcus asked. "What if we complete it? But do it here right now. Your neural patterns would be pure Valkyrie again for a moment." "You could shut it down. That would kill us," Kalen said. "The separation is supposed to be gradual. Doing it fast, it would burn out both our brains." "Better us than 50,000 innocent people." Kalen was quiet. Then she laughed softly in their mind. "When did I start thinking like a human? Willing to die for strangers?" "When you met me," Marcus replied. "And when did I start thinking like a Valkyrie? Seeing every angle, every possibility?" "When you met me," they turned to the others. "Get everyone out of here." "Now, what are you doing?" Lysa asked. "Well, we have to," Kalen said. Vex understood. His face went pale. "No, there must be another way." "There is not. Please, take my father and go." The Baron struggled against Torvin. "Kalen, you fool. Do not have to die for these humans." "Yes," Kalen said. "I do. Because that is what family does. And humanity taught me what family really means." He pushed the others out, locked the door behind them. Now it was just Marcus and Kalen, and the device, and the ticking clock. "I am scared," Kalen admitted. "Me too," Marcus said. "But we have faced everything else together. We can face this too." They placed their hands on the device. Then they stopped fighting the separation. Instead, they pushed it, forced their consciousness apart. The pain was incredible, like being torn in half. Marcus felt himself pulling away from Kalen. Her thoughts became distant. Her emotions faded. The person he had shared everything with was leaving, but in that moment of separation, Kalen's Valkyrie neural patterns were pure again. She input the shutdown code. The device began to power down. The green gas stopped flowing. Marcus and Kalen fell to the floor. Two bodies now, instead of one. The separation was complete. Marcus opened his eyes. His own eyes. In his own body. Alone in his own head for the first time in months. Beside him, Kalen lay in a body the device had constructed using stored genetic data. She was breathing, alive, but unconscious. Marcus tried to move. Could not. His body would not respond. The separation had damaged something. He could feel his heart slowing. The door burst open. The doctor rushed in with a medical team. He worked frantically on both of them. Marcus's vision faded. The last thing he saw was Kellen's face. Beautiful, peaceful, separate from him for the first time. He hoped she would forgive him. Then everything went dark. Marcus woke up 3 days later. He was in a medical bed. Alone in his head, It felt wrong. Empty. Easy, a voice said. Lysa sat beside the bed. You have been out for a while, Kaelin, Marcus croaked. She is alive in the next room. Still unconscious, but stable. Relief flooded through him. The weapon deactivated. You two saved everyone, Lysa smiled. You are heroes. Where is the Baron? In a very deep prison. With much better security this time. Marcus closed his eyes. They had done it. Justice was served. Lives were saved. But it felt hollow without Kaelin in his mind. Over the next weeks, Marcus recovered. His body relearned how to function as a single entity. It was harder than he expected. He kept trying to talk to Kaelin internally and finding only silence. Kaelin woke up 2 weeks after him. Marcus was there when she opened her eyes. Marcus, she said, her voice, her own voice, not shared anymore. I am here. She looked at her hands, her own hands. We are separate. Yes, I do not like it. I feel so alone. Me too. They sat in silence. Two people who had been one, now trying to figure out how to be two again. What do we do now? Kaelin asked. Marcus thought about it. We could go back to how things were, you two, the Valkyrie worlds. Me to Earth. Is that what you want? No, I want to stay with you. Just differently now. Kaelin smiled. I want that too. 3 months later, they stood together on a new station. Not Lumina Arch, but a smaller place on the border between human and Valkyrie space. They had purchased it with reward money from the Baron's capture. The station was a sanctuary, a place where humans and Valkyrie could come to bond properly. With consent, with partnership, to experience what Marcus and Kaelin had discovered. First residents arrived tomorrow, Lysa said. She had agreed to run the technical side of the station. Jin and Torvin had stayed too. The strange family they had built. Marcus stood beside Kaelin, looking out at the stars. They were not bonded anymore. Two separate people, but the connection remained. They understood each other in ways that went deeper than words. Did you ever miss it? Kaelin asked. Being one? Every day, Marcus admitted. But I also like this, getting to look at you instead of just being you. Humans are so strange, coming from an alien that is funny. They watched the first ship approach, a human and a Valkyrie, coming to learn about proper bonding. The first of many. Your father wanted to prove that humans were weak, Marcus said, that emotion and compassion were flaws. And instead, we proved that those are humanity's greatest strengths, Kaelin finished. That they can transform even a parasitic species into true partners. Do you think we changed anything? Kalan looked at the ship, then at their friends behind them, then at Marcus. Yes. We showed both our peoples what they could be. Together instead of separate. Partners instead of masters and slaves. 8. We did not just get revenge on my father. We made his entire philosophy obsolete. Marcus squeezed her hand. Not bad for a prisoner and a dying princess. Not bad at all. The ship docked. A new chapter began. Not just for Marcus and Kaelin, but for both their species. Proving that humanity's gift was not weapons or technology. It was the ability to see others as equals, to build bridges instead of walls, to transform enemies into friends and strangers into family. Baron Thravix had tried to throw away his daughter. He had tried to prove that might made right. That power mattered more than compassion. But in trying to destroy her, he had created something beautiful. A partnership between species, a vision of what the galaxy could become. Kaelin had her revenge, not through her father's death, but by becoming everything he despised, by proving that his daughter was stronger than his legacy would ever be, and Marcus had his freedom. Not just from prison, but from the anger and bitterness that had consumed him. Together, they had built something new apart. They would keep building it. That was the real victory. Not over the Baron, but over the cynical, cruel philosophy he represented. Love had won. Partnership had won. Humanity had shown the galaxy its true power, and in a universe full of darkness, that light would keep spreading, one bonded pair at a time.